Hello and welcome to the official preview of the 2019 Kirby Memorial Stakes final here at Limerick Greyhound Stadium. We've been lucky enough to enjoy a few exhilarating weeks of racing here on the track, and it's all going to culminate this Saturday night when 6 greyhounds take to the traps in the hopes of winning the ultimate Kirby prize, and with the hopes of 6 GA clubs resting on their shoulders as well. It was Droopy's Davy who took home the 2018 prize and pocketed €80,000 for connections, but it wasn't just Droopy's Davy who was the winner last year, as he was assigned Kappa GA Club, who managed to win €10,000 as a result of Droopy's Davy's success. Earlier this month we visited Kappa GA to get an idea of what difference that €10,000 has made to them and their club.
It was an eventful year for the GA club in Kappa. We're a junior club here in West Limerick, and we would never be kind of pitted against the likes of the big clubs in the city or the big clubs around the west. Here we were drawn out with the dog Droopy's Davy, and I suppose we kind of, like, talking to a few trainers and stuff like that, we had heard that he would be a very good dog, and I suppose at the start following was a bit small, but we gathered serious momentum inside there, and I think the night the dog actually won, I think we'd over 100 people from the club inside there, so the place was kind of taken over with green and yellow, which was great.
Off the final bend, after a very poor start, it's Droopy's.
I was completely ecstatic. It was like I was after winning the money. Do you know, that kind of a way? It was unbelievable, and you're there, and we were out in the centre afterwards, and it was just. I can't explain it. It's absolutely speechless now, to be honest. Was what it was. Even in the weeks afterwards, we were following Droopy's Davy all the way. I would often go into the Greyhound Stadium there now, just of any Saturday night there, just to go in and follow a bit of racing, because nights out in the Greyhound track are a great night for the whole family, not just to go in there you're by yourself, but for the whole family. So it's absolutely excellent, and it would definitely give the people around the parish an interest in greyhound racing that they wouldn't have found before. In the last few years, our underage structure has really blossomed. You know, I think we're up to about 80 members now in the underage, so it has really become kind of a stronghold of our community here. And what we found is that around the parish there's not a lot of lit up places to go walking. We've decided to construct a walkway around the pitch, and so when parents come to drop off their children, they can actually utilise the facility around the field. And at the near side, near the dressing rooms, we're going to put up a border fence as well. It's just to kind of really get the community using the great facilities that we have here, and get them involved in the club as much as they can. We've great support from a lot of people around here. You know, we've a lot of tradesmen working around here, and it's literally just volunteers. None of us are getting paid. It's great old crack, you know, you come here at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and there mightn't be much work done for the first hour or two, but by the end of the day, you know, we're getting a good bit of work done. So it's a great sense of community, and it's absolutely paramount that we had this money, because it wouldn't have been able to go ahead without it. Definitely not, no. We're very, very, very grateful. I can't put into words how grateful we are for it, you know, just so appreciative of the money. And it's an absolutely fantastic competition, absolutely fantastic.
So with me to discuss the final of the Conanani Kirby 2019 and all that's gone before us in the last few weeks, we have renowned greyhound journalist and pundit Paul Cooney and Josh Sheahan from the UL Greyhound Racing Society. Welcome, lads. I suppose quite an exciting, fast-paced 4 weeks of racing so far. An extended event, if you like, in terms of the 96 greyhounds entering the first round rather than the traditional 72. I suppose, talk us through who you were looking for before those first round heats and who would have been the possible eye catchers before any race was ran.
Well, I remember the favourite for the when the odds were released at the start was a dog called Burgess Bucks, who was running for South Liberties. Now, as you know, the sponsor JP McManus and Noreen are from the famous South Liberties club, and I thought how fitting it would be if he was to get to the final or even win it. Unfortunately, he was knocked out in the first round. Glengar Mac was another dog I liked, who won here for Rackeel owners in 28.69 and was bought subsequently by Pat Buckley. He won very impressively in the first round as well. They would have been the ones I was kind of looking forward to coming in.
Yeah, well, sure, Bucks ran in the final of the Juvenile Classic in Tralee, and that's somewhere you look for all the time now. Any of the unraced stakes, Enniscorthy generally, but Clonmel, a couple of good unraced stakes in Clonmel leading into this. But the Juvenile is always kind of the key. I backed Sid beforehand. I'm sitting okay now. He'd want to break now, but the likes of Sid ran so well in that. I had Toolmaker, and my dad was a big fancy coming, and of course, like the build-up really. Buckley had a team of 7. You just mentioned him there, and Pat Buckley going for 4 in a row. Like that was the huge build-up. As we know now, it's not going to happen. But that for me, the drive for 4, and the Juvenile form, they were the 2 big things for me before we started.
And with the 96 greyhounds this year, like we had so much more study to do, like 72 in previous years, and we had an extra 24, which is an extra 24 club as well, which is phenomenal. Really, it was fantastic. Really added that extra buzz to the competition.
It just shows the popularity of the stake,
yeah.
You know, and like the Kirby now, like it has grown. It's amazing to think where it's got in 7 years. Do you know, like it was a great competition the very first year in inception. We didn't really know where it was going to go, how far it was going to go. It's gone to a world stage now. Like, there's people all over the world, Europe, Australia, watching this race to see what's going on.
There was huge interest, of course, from the UK this year in terms of entries as well.
Great to see them coming over.
Yeah,
brilliant.
So I suppose in terms of that first round, you mentioned it there, obviously extended. I mean, we had to run the first couple of heats on the Thursday night here in Limerick, if you remember. Huge amount of talking points, obviously, just from that sheer amount of racing. But the first one, certainly, that comes into my head is a near track record time run, sub 28 by Ballymactass. I mean, your own thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, you could have expected Taz to be really at the top of the Kirby tree, really, after the 600 performances above in Dublin.
32-10, yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I had her down that the track would suit her. I didn't realise she could be so slick over 525 yards, and that was the big thing about that run. We were discussing earlier, compared to Limerick's normal, it was about 20 spots better on that night. You get it in Limerick sometimes when the temperature comes up. We might have it again this week, you never know. But no greyhound can touch on the track record here or go under 28 seconds. Bear, you're an absolute star. And Taz, from the word goal, she showed she is numero uno. The best bitch in the country at the moment, I would imagine, and the best I've seen for a long, long time.
Yeah, I think it was College maybe that holds the record at 27.95. And like to come only 2 spots within that was a phenomenal performance. But if you watch her running style, she's a beautiful way of striding out. She eats ground, really strides out, really stretches out. She's a beautiful running style. She's a lovely bitch. Yeah,
but even that, it was a hot night all round, because you know I'm a stickler for the split times, and just to highlight how hot the Kirby was this year at that stage even. 15.95. I can remember going down here to the 300-yard mark, Joe, and 2 greyhounds that have done it at the new stadium were Clare's Rocket and Droopy's Rocket.
Yeah, that's right.
And that night, herself, Taz, went 16 seconds. Well, later on, her full brother Sid went 2 spots under, 15.93. Brilliant. And we already, even straight away, we were wondering, what's Riverside Leo going to do? And he goes and does 15.88. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you mentioned Riverside Leo there, and Toolmaker Me Dad was another one that ran well in that first round, and as you say, they were near top of the tree as well at the beginning of it, weren't they?
100%.
They were coming with massive reputations. Yeah.
So hot. It was so hot. That first night was the best night racing I've ever attended. It was. Yeah. You didn't know. You were giddy after the track record. And then the lads kept repeating it. I didn't know where to look the same night. It was unbelievable.
And we can put it on record now, out of the dogs that ran that night, there's going to be so many future track record holders, future stakes winners, classic winners out of that night. You can guarantee it. It's going to happen in the future.
Well, 100%.
So that first round brought us from 96 greyhounds to 48 greyhounds in the extended first round here at Limerick Greyhound Stadium. Let's take a look back at how we went from 48 greyhounds to 24. Mal Keaveney brings us this report.
Not surprisingly, there was a record entry for the 2019 edition of the Con and Annie Kirby Memorial Puppy Stake at Limerick, with a number of those travelling from the UK. We pick up the action in round 2. In Heat 1, Philip Goff was represented by Spoofer. Running from trap 2, he broke smartly and was never led, going on to win in a time of 28.50. In Heat 2, there was little between Greenhue West and Mucky Braid. Rounding the closing couple of bends, but West, running in the white jacket, managed to pull away again in the closing stages to win in 28.56 for Michael Hogan. In Heat 3, Liam McGilligan had Hot Pot Ballymac Taz. She was sent off a short price favourite and duly obliged in 28.23. She led home from Worse for Wear and Argentina. This was the fastest clock of the second round. The time again, 28.23. In Heat 4, Michael O'Donovan, no stranger to the big stage, was represented by Skywalker Wonder. He wore the black jacket and did impress when winning in a time of 28.54. In Heat 5, there were 4 in contention rounding for home, but only 3 would qualify. Winning in the red jacket was Here Comes the Honey for Graham Holland. The time was 28.51. The other qualifiers here were Antigua Rum and Deadly Diamonds. In Heat 6, Riverside Leo was an unbackable favourite and pulled away from the field to win comfortably in 28.59. For the record, Leo was priced up at 1-3. In Heat 7, there was a tremendous battle. Number 2, toolmaker Josie, who had broke well, headed the field in the closing stages, but was made to work with Ballymac Sid and Deadly Storm series contenders on the run in. The winner, trained by Robert Gleeson. In Heat 8, Robert Gleeson was to record a second round double, courtesy of toolmaker Me Dad. He went on to score here with plenty to spare from opening round winner Killer B. The clock was 28.36.
So, Joe and Paul, I suppose we mentioned Ballymac Tass, real eye-catcher in the first round, continued that with an eye-catching run, again fastest of the round, 28.23 in the second round as well, among a host of eye-catching performances again.
Yeah, I suppose we could say the track was probably her performance in the second round was probably equally as good as the first round.
I would say that,
yeah. Given the fact that the track was probably maybe 20 spots slower than the previous week, it was still equally an exceptionally good performance. Robert Gleeson done well with a double on the night, and he's a young trainer I really like, of course. Derby winner with Slippery Robert there all them years ago, with Toolmaker Me Dad and Toolmaker Josie. I know Toolmaker Josie wasn't the most her clocks weren't the most impressive, 28.89, but she gets the job done. She's 3 out of the 4 rounds won. Yeah, I thought she was impressive all along, you know.
Yeah, on top of those, look, Taz and of course Toolmaker, but a big key thing there, which we saw subsequently, and it's going to be very important going ahead here Saturday night, is Here Comes the Honey in Trap 1. You know, and Graham Holland just mentioned it over the washroom. He pointed at that red jacket. That's key. And you see it there. He breaks well. He defended that inside there. Now, and he put himself into Kirby contention there, in a major big way. Of course, we had Sid get beat back out in Trap 6. That's another feature that we will see coming through the rounds up to the final. But definitely against Star tonight. She proved it the first night she fasted the Kirby, and she proved it again there. As you say, the track was only back to normal in round 2. The better temperatures had it fast the week before, but it was only normal, and to do the 28.23 again, phenomenal. Only superstars can do that around this track.
Really.
You know,
you really showed her class again.
You mentioned Here Comes the Honey there, obviously Antigua Rome, another finalist in the end, was behind on that night as well, just about as well.
He had a bit of trouble as well, actually, didn't he, to come around, yeah, but he's a strong running tracker.
He will, Joe. He'll always have traffic because he doesn't have the early to match the real top class, but like he stays. He has now, we'll see it again when he's staying on there now, he's dipping under 12 seconds coming home. He's the fastest stayer left in the Kirby, and he had been from the word go, staying on for places. We'll see shortly when he gets his run down the back straight what he can do.
Dipping under 12 seconds coming home is phenomenal.
I great to see Tom O'Neill associated with the green and yellow after John jumping so close with
of course, exactly, yeah.
I suppose that was the second round, and again many eye-catching performances, but we were really getting to the nitty-gritty when we went to the quarter-finals, and 24 had to become 12. So Mal Keaveney again brings us this report of what happened in the 2019 Conanany Kirby quarter-finals.
On next to the quarterfinals. In the first heat, the market leader, Toolmaker Me Dad, appeared well housed in trap 1.
Well, so too Deadly Diamond. It's Deadly Diamond that leads. Quarterfinal, it's outside now. Joining, one is in third, which is Toolmaker Me Dad. There's a spot of bother, and 2 up front is left in front. Deadly Diamond improving from behind. Toolmaker Me Dad. 5 is third. Greenview West as they head towards the final bend, and it's 2, which is Deadly Diamond leading home the favourite Toolmaker Me Dad. Winning time is 28:70.
In the second heat, the obvious fancy was Riverside Leo in trap 4.
A deadly storm in contention. Cabra Firmino runs into a spot of bother down the back stretch in this quarterfinal, and 2 hits the front. Toolmaker Josie with a lead of 3 lengths from Skywalker Wonder. 5 Rattling Connery improves. Toolmaker Josie looking to cause a surprise here in this quarterfinal, Mick, and Toolmaker Josie leads by 4 to 5 lengths, followed home by 5 and 1 Rattling Connor and Deadly Storm. 28:54 is the winning time.
On to the third quarterfinal, where Ballymac Sid in trap 6 entered as favourites.
1, which is Girano Classic. Down the back stretch in this third quarterfinal, there are plenty of contenders. Tullig Footpad hits the front. Antigua Rum going nicely on the outside. 1 Girano Classic is in third. 6 has it to do now. Ballymac Sid off the final bend, and Antigua Rum is putting in a good performance here to win it. 3 and 6 will qualify. Tullig Footpad and Ballymac 6. Winning time 28:39.
In the last quarter, another of the Ballymacs, this time Taz, was viewed as the lead contender in trap 5.
Third, and they're ahead of 5, 3 and 4. Heading towards the penultimate bend. Up front it's close. Here comes the Honey leads. 5 improving. Ballymac Taz looking for a qualification spot at this point. It's 1, 2 and 5. 6 is in fourth. It's 1. Here comes the Honey that leads, heading towards the line. 2 and 5. Spoofer and Ballymac Taz are also through. 28:30 the winning time.
So that was another exhilarating round of action in terms of the Conanany Kirby 2019 quarter-finals. I suppose firstly the last quarter-final that appeared in that package there. Here comes the Honey coming in at 28:30. A really strong quarter-final. You had Ballymac Tass behind him. Future star of the year, Killer B, didn't even make it through. It was a very hot one, wasn't it? Here
Comes the Honey is just a perfect example of how greyhounds, when they run efficiently, hugs the rail, doesn't lose a hair's breadth all the way around. Done 28:51 the previous week, improved 3 lengths to 28:30. A very exhilarating performance.
Yeah, well, see, that's a lot of the Kirby, is they're young, and we know they're going to be future stars. It's just when do they mature, and when do they start to execute their best race. Here Comes the Honey is doing that already. He's sharp, adjusted the inside. He's implementing his best race every night, and when he's housed inside, it makes him so hard to beat.
Very hard to beat.
But you couldn't talk about that quarter-final session, Robert, he got Josie to win again. And 6-1 he was again that night. He hasn't been a favourite in any heat.
No.
He finds a way of getting the job done. Now this night, it was so unlucky going down the back. Okay, Josie was in command, but Quarterfinal for Liam Dowling. He had drawn trap 6 twice, nightmare. He got through it the first night, and he was gone through it again. He was pretty much guaranteed qualification and falls at halfway. Just not deserved, and very hard on Javier, the owner, as well. You know, so you couldn't even do a report on that without mentioning Quarterfinal. Just so unlucky.
And in the Kirby every year, Paul, you always have hard luck stories, like them kind of dogs that go on then to do great things afterwards, you know. It could be exactly anything.
That could be anything. You know, he has the early pace probably of Riverside Leo, you know, but you saw the battling qualities there at Taz. Most greyhounds can do it when they're out in the bunny and have a clear sight of it. Taz had to work her way through trouble there, through traffic, cut off again at the bottom bend with Spoofer, flying up the home straight. She showed way more than just class there. She's got the battling qualities as well. Same as her comrade Sid, who had to battle on behind Antigua Rum there, and we saw what Antigua can do, can't we?
Yeah.
When he's close enough, halfway, what he can do coming home.
Up to back straight,
very much a strong back straight from Antigua Rum, which again we'll get to when we're discussing the final dogs individually. But I suppose what we will do is look back at the individual semi-finals, each race in its entirety, again just to give us a better idea of how fresh and how good the 6 dogs are coming into this Saturday's final. So Mal Keaveney will provide us with this report of each individual semi-final that took place last Saturday here in Limerick.
Suddenly, the world's richest puppy stake was down to just 12 runners. At this point, Ballymac Taz, one of only 2 bitches still standing, had been installed as overall favourite. Let's relive both semi-finals in their entirety.
Here on the move, 1 Grangeview West, 2 Toolmaker Josie, 3 Spoofer, 4 Deadly Storm, 5 Rattling Connor and 6 Ballymac Sid. Away from traps very level in the centre, 1, 4 and 5 Grangeview West, Deadly Storm and Rattling Connor as they move to the second, and Grangeview West leads. 4 on the outside, Deadly Storm going well, little between the pair. 2, 3, 6 and 5. Ballymac Sid has it all to do here to qualify. They're gathering momentum as they swing through the closing couple of turns. Toolmaker Josie leads. That's trap 2. 4 Deadly Storm, and round the outside 6 looking for a run towards the line. Gets it, but Toolmaker Josie has won the opening semi-final in a time of 28.63. The opening semi-final has been won by trap 2 Toolmaker Josie for Robert Gleeson. Second, 6 Ballymac Sid, and third, 4 Deadly Storm. Winning time 28.63.
So that first semi-final, I suppose 3 stories there in the context of this Saturday's final. First, Toolmaker Josie showed a lot of track sense. Ballymac Sid, I suppose, met a little bit of trouble, and then you have Deadly Storm, who is another one who just seems to get enough done to have come through a number of heats.
Yeah, well, we'll just touch on Deadly Storm, because I think it's an amazing passage for him to get to the final, because I see him as an out-and-out early pacer, and there was loads of it in this Kirby. Like, quarter-final time was complete pinch point for the early pacers because they were all arriving at the bin together. He hasn't had a clear run since the first round, when he won his 44, yeah. 16.06 down to the corner or something. But he's met traffic then at the bends against fellow early pacers. No fault of his own. He was showing his early pace, it's just there was loads of them left at that stage. And he's had to battle through bumps, and to qualify each week has been a serious effort from Deadly Storm. Yeah, you really have to hand it to him there.
He's with the right man as well, with Michael O'Donovan.
Oh, sure, he'll be fresh as a daisy with that coming here. And great for Gary. Gary had 2 in the semi-finals, Gary Hannon, the owner. The Deadly Duo. Delighted to see at least 1 go through for him. But like, he had to go down, he was going the outside down there as well when it got tight at the third bend. But it was Josie's back straight pace to cause that.
As you said, what a clever manoeuvre by Josie. Slipped in the inside, saw his move, and just went for it and got there. Like, and he just got the job done. Like, knew what his task was and just got it done.
I suppose despite trouble in running, Ballymac Sid finished strongly again as well.
Yeah, but Sid has been doing that. He hasn't been trapping out 6, and he's not getting the clear run on account of it. But look, he got an opportunity when my heart was with Grangeview, but Toolmaker done the job on her when he got up the inside, gave Sid the chance, and Sid has been staying on well. He has the class. Sid has the class.
Sid has frightening pace. If Sid ever gets a clear run, he has frightening pace. We haven't been able to see it thus far due to the traffic he's been running into. But my God, if he gets a clear run, he will produce frightening pace.
And that's the first semi-final. Let's have a quick look at the second semi-final.
One Ballymac Taz, 2 Toolmaker Me Dad, Deadly Diamond is 3, 4 Tullig Footpad. Here comes the Honey 5 and 6 Antigua Rum. Away very well is Here Comes the Honey 5, so too Ballymactaz. They have it between them at the opening couple of turns. What a great buckle now. 1 leads, Ballymactaz by 2. 5 is second, Here Comes the Honey. 2 and 6 are battling for third spot. Antigua Rum is 6. 2, Toolmaker Maydad at the front of affairs. It's 1 Ballymactaz that leads. That lead is 3 lengths from Here Comes the Honey. Antigua Rum is in third at the line. It'll be 1, 5 and 6 through to the final. The time is 28:27. The second semi-final, they win for Trap 1 Ballymactaz, owned and trained by Liam Dowling, Ballymacilligot, Kerry. Second 5, Here Comes the Honey. Third, number 6, Antigua Rum. The time 28:27.
Right, so the second semi-final, I suppose, Ballymactaz again coming out on top, but again 3 stories in the context of the final. Here Comes the Honey behind him, and Antigua Rum again finishing strongly, as we've come to see from him coming from trap 6 throughout the various rounds.
I suppose the previous week, it's interesting, the roles are reversed. Here Comes the Honey was in trap 1 and Tess was in 5. Now when Tess was in trap 1 and Honey was in 5, Ballymactaz got the upper hand. It kind of went at each other there in the first bend, but Taz just showed her class and really extended on and did the job, and was probably the best one in that heat.
Yeah, look, it was Taz back to her best. She was housed well, but it's Here Comes the Honey. The pressure was on from 5. I almost had him eliminated in my head. It was too far out, but he had to break, and he did. And
went in straight away.
Because he had the last Pat Buckley runner inside him with early pace Tulloch footpad, and he done his job out. Cross Tulloch to get his clear run. Now Taz showed gears going up the inside of him, but he had wasted ground going across, so very hard to compare them there early. It'd be very hard on Here Comes the Honey to say Taz was going up better. He was looking for the rail again off the second bend and coming in, he got a little touch off Taz, but down the back, we know Taz is eating it down the back. She only took about half letting him down the back. Now we know she's doing it going home. So with roles reversed, you can definitely see Here Comes the Honey putting her to the pin of her collar, like.
Honey's going to be in one, yeah.
And again, the same thing again with Tom O'Neill. It is whether or how close Antigua Rum can stay to give himself a chance to win, because we know he's going to be finishing for places.
It's amazing. He's a September 17 whelp. He's only 19 months. I mean, he's going to be open to improvement at that age of 19 months. Yeah.
And when you talk about superstars going forward,
the old greyhound regulars will tell you between 19 and 21 months is where you'll find the time, and I reckon Antigua Rum could potentially be an extra few lengths in him.
Better hold on to mine a bit longer, so.
So any race night here at Limerick Greyhound Stadium, it's particularly special, but during the Conn Kirby, the 7th of which has been ran this year, it's particularly special here at Limerick Greyhound Stadium, and the atmosphere is something else. We spoke to Limerick GA's Mike O'Riordan about the unique atmosphere that only the Conn Kirby can produce.
Super this year with the additional dogs. I think it's the largest field ever when you look at it back since the inception of the Conn Kirby, and I think it's paying dividends for the Camogie clubs this year. Just 3 of them in the final. It pays testament to the work that's gone on in those clubs as well, ladies football and Camogie, and obviously handball as well. And I suppose when you look at the county game, the progression of our Camogie team and junior football, ladies junior football team last year, a lot of work going in, and again it's paying dividends with the numbers that are partaking in the race this year. I suppose the atmosphere the last number of rounds has been great with the various events, the kick fodder and the puck fodder, and obviously the art competition, and that is super. We saw the clips earlier on in the year with the work that has been carried out in the various clubs. It has been magnificent, between walkways and hurling walls and pitch developments and restructuring of club facilities. It forms a fair part of their infrastructure, and obviously the winning prize will go back into the club and back into the club system. We wish them on the 3 Camogie clubs, and we wish the 3 GA clubs all the very, very best in the final, and the best dog win and club.
So lads, we'd imagine the atmosphere is going to be equally as electric, if not more so, this Saturday here at Limerick Greyhound Stadium when the hair goes off at approximately 10 p.m. I suppose let's go from traps 1 to 6 in terms of the final ultimate predictions. Here Comes the Honey, Deadly Storm, Ballymactaz, Ballymacsid, Antigua Rum and Toolmaker Josie, not in that order, but give me your final predictions. Who's going to win the 2019 Conn Kirby?
Ballymactaz, putting it out there now, that's it. She's the one, she has the class. She's been, the clock she's done so far, she's like 2 spots within the track record. She has the class. She's trained by one of the best trainers in the country, Liam Dowling, and it'll be great to see a bitch win the Conor Kirby.
Yeah, I thought you were going to argue with me. I thought you'd be different.
I said I better get in there first before you get in there.
No, I'll go for Taz, but this is a real tight call, because we don't do all the studying for this to get to this stage and not realise that where each one stands. Here Comes the Honey is in the ideal position in trap 1. Taz has a job on. You highlighted it with the traps reversed, so we know she has a job on because she has to get run outside him. And Here Comes the Honey's best friend this week could be Deadly Storm. I think Deadly Storm is hugely underrated in terms of the final. He's going to be the outsider of the field, but any dog that can lead has a chance in the greyhound race. And Deadly Storm, people might the glance over his last few results, and you could be easily just rule him out. He has serious early pace, which he hasn't had the opportunity to really show. I would say he has more early pace than Here Comes the Honey. The thing about Here Comes the Honey is he's breaking, and he's giving himself that opportunity to defend the inside, so that's a huge thing. I'm with Taz because I think she can match Deadly Storm if she breaks. I think he might usher her a little bit wide. Everything is in the favour of Here Comes the Honey because Deadly Storm won't come into the rail to hit him. He typically runs 2-3 widths off the rail, and Taz is going to have to chart the course outside. She really has a job on to stay within 2-3 lengths, 2.5 lengths I'd say be max, looking at the finishing sectionals, you know. But she can. I think she can. She's got the class to do it.
She has the class, yeah. Look, if she's thereabouts coming onto the back straight, I just reckon she has that extra oomph to get there. But look, it is open in the sense that, like, Here Comes the Honey back in trap 1. The red jacket is essential there for Here Comes the Honey. Hugs the rail, and I mean, if Honey could steal a march by 2 or 3 lengths, who knows?
That's it. If he can steal the march, and that depends on how Taz gets on with Deadly Storm. But that's only the inside traps we're after talking about. Like, you have to move out further. Robert is a little bit disappointed. Robert Gleeson with Toolmaker. He knows Josie can go to the bend better. Just hasn't been doing it. The reason I'm willing to pass over Josie in win terms is last week Grangeview West. She was about a half up on him from traps 1 and traps 2, and he switched around behind to go inside. Now we've seen his back straight pace. He can match up with any of these in the final. I've no doubt in the world he can match up with any of them on the back straight. But something like that, he wants the inside of the first bends, and that's where he's been winning his races. He's getting inside and staying inside, and he's doing.
He's really clever as well.
Real clever, but I just think to get across from 4 to where I think he wants to be, I just think it's too much of a task in the context of this final. But
it is a massive ask, yeah.
The way I think Josie will run that, it gives Sid a chance, because I think Sid will get room.
And Sid definitely has the class and the pace to put it up to anyone else in the race.
Well, he's back in trap 5, Joe. He's been in trap 6 3 times. Liam Downey's shaking his head every week. Gee, is he not coming out of it? Now he's back in 5. Will he go back and bounce out of 5 and do 28 or 7 like we saw in the first round? Sid is the big fly in the ointment. Big fly in the ointment.
So ultimately, even though with that being said, it looks like Ballymactess will go off favourite with the bookmakers Saturday night, and that is your pick, gentlemen.
Yeah, we're looking at about 6-4.
She's 6-4. Here Comes Honey is 11-4, and I think Sid is in a 3-1. I think Sid might be a bit short at 3-1.
It's that thing, Joe. If he breaks,
yeah.
We know he's got the gears. He just hasn't, like I say about executing your best race. The big thing is, Here Comes the Honey is highly likely to execute his best race.
Exactly, yeah. How amazing would it be to see Ballymactess and Ballymac fighting it out, 2 little brothers and sisters?
Well, you have 4 bites. You have 4 bites of a big saying whether that happens.
Exactly, yeah.
So we have it all to look forward to this Saturday night at Limerick Greyhound Stadium. We're going to have a new winning greyhound, a new winning trainer, and a new winning Limerick GAA club as well. So we have it all to look forward to here on Saturday night. And there's 6 greyhounds and 6 clubs in with a chance of that. In trap 1 we have Here Comes the Honey for Bruff Camogie Club. In trap 2 we have Deadly Storm for Drummond Athlacca GAA. Trap 3 is Ballymactass for Granagh Ballingarry GAA. Trap 4 is Toolmaker Josie for Galbally Camogie Club. Trap 5 is Ballymac Sid for Tournafoley Camogie Club, and in trap 6 it's Antigua Rum for Napirsig GAA. So I suppose that wraps up our Conor Kirby 2019 final preview. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much to Paul and Joe for partaking in it. Best of luck on Saturday night to yourselves and to everyone else involved, and we hope you can join us here at Limerick Greyhound Stadium for the 2019 Conor Kirby Memorial Stakes final.